Hi, I'm Juliet, and this is a 1-hour Vinyasa heart opening practice. So begin in a comfortable seated position. Make sure to pull away from your hips so that you're sitting on your sitting bones. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Just begin to breathe naturally and notice where your body is today. When you're ready, bring your hands in front of your face and begin to rub them, building up a lot of heat. And then release those hands just in front of the face to feel your energy here. Releasing the hands down to the heart center in prayer position, begin your pranayama ujjayi, victorious breath. Allow the eyes to close. Get in touch with that heart center. Begin to elongate that inhale as we breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding that inhale up at the top. And as you exhale, release that breath out through the nose for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding that breath at the very bottom of your exhale. And again on your own, inhaling for a count of 4. Holding up at the top of the breath. Releasing that breath out through the nose. Holding at the bottom of the breath. And once more, deep inhale. Hold at the top of the breath. And deep exhale. Holding at the bottom of the breath. Continue to breathe naturally as you would without holding the breath. And imagine a flower. It can be a lotus flower, it can be a Portland rose, it can be anything that you imagine in that heart center. And as you align your heart with the breath, allow the petals of that flower to gently open up. Opening up your heart to new possibilities. Allowing your heart to remain open to feel how this yoga can feel good in your body. Allowing your heart to open to release any emotions that you might have stuck in your body. When you're ready, flutter those eyes open and rock forward to finding all fours here. Stacking the shoulders with the wrists and the hips with the knees. Take your time. As you inhale, bring the belly down as you look up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, draw the chin to the chest and reach the spine tall to the sky. Maybe even look behind you here, drawing the chin to the chest, rounding the shoulders. Inhaling that belly down, lift the heart to the ceiling. Exhale, draw the chin to the chest and reach the spine to the sky. And last round, inhale, bring that belly down as you look up. And exhale, chin to chest and spine reaches tall to the sky. Good. Releasing back to the neutral spine. Pull the belly in, tuck the toes, and lift the hips to the sky, finding downward facing dog. Beautiful. In downward facing dog, you want to make sure your hands are spread wide apart in the Vinyasa tradition, and then release those biceps towards those ears so they kind of rotate inward. We'll begin to walk our dog here as we bend the right knee and press the left heel down, and then bend the left knee and press the right heel down. And now you go with your breath. So some days you're going to want to go a little bit slower. Some days you want to go a little bit faster. You have a lot more energy in your body, or you have a lot more energy to get out. Just allow the hips to open, allow the synovial fluid to get into those hip joints. And then when you're ready, lift both heels up to the sky, bend both knees, look towards those hands, and walk to those hands. Wide forward fold. Make sure those feet are hip distance apart or 2 fists, and allow the body just to melt down. If it feels good in your body, take the left hand to the right elbow and the right hand to the left elbow, and then release the forehead to the forearms. If you have a sore lower back, like I tend to have, you can bend your knees and hang out here. And if it feels good in your body, you can allow your body to sway side to side, opening up the backs of the legs as you rock a little bit more forward into those toes. Allow the breath to carry you into each movement and flow with that breath. And when you're ready, reach those hands in front of those toes and toe heel the feet back together to touch, leaving a little bit of space between those heels here. As you inhale, take the hands to the shins and pull the center of the belly into the base of the spine and lift up halfway. And as you exhale, release the body all the way down to forward fold. As we make our way to standing, think about stacking the vertebrae one on top of the next. So you come up very slowly as you pull the belly in, allowing the body, allowing the spine to align. Beautiful, you guys. As you inhale, reach those arms up to the sky, shoulders down and away from those ears. And as you exhale, take the hands to the heart center, draw the chin to the chest. Samastitihi. This is where we state our intention for class. What do you need? My need might be different for today's class than my friend Marianne's, than my friend Jenny's. Just listen to your body, and when that message becomes clear, flutter those eyes open and reach those arms back up to the sky, mountain pose. Press those shoulders away from those ears, and as you exhale, release those hands back through the heart center, forward fold. As you inhale, reach those hands to the shins and lift up halfway. And as you exhale, bend the knees and plant the hands and step back to plank position. As you rock forward in those shoulders, elbows hug the side body, chaturanga. Good. As you inhale, pull the chest through the shoulders, lift the heart to the ceiling, top of the feet are on the mat, and as you exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in, taking a deep breath out. As you inhale, lift those heels and bend those knees, and then look towards those hands and step in between those hands, forward fold. As you inhale, pull the belly in and lift up halfway, hands to shins. And as you exhale, release the body all the way down, forward fold. We're coming into Utkatasana, chair pose, bending the knees and lifting the chest and reaching those arms up to the sky. Again, spiraling those biceps towards those ears. You can even turn those pinky fingers in a little bit. Sit back into the heels, so much so that you can lift those toes. Good work, you guys. Pull the belly in, taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, reach those hands behind you, interlace the fingertips so you can open up the heart, Taking an inhale here. And as you exhale, straighten those legs and reach those fingertips back towards the back of the head. Heart opening, forward fold. As you come to the next inhale, bend the knees and release the bind between the hands. Reach the biceps to the ears, back to chair pose. And as you exhale, reach the hands through the heart center to forward fold. Inhaling to halfway lift. Exhaling, bend the knees and plant the hands and step back to chaturanga. Rocking forward in those shoulders, elbows down by the side body. Pulling the heart through those shoulders. Exhale, lifting the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Good, allow the body to breathe here, taking a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhaling, lifting those heels and bending those knees, looking towards those hands, stepping in between those hands, forward fold. Inhaling to halfway lift. And exhaling to forward fold. Inhaling to chair pose, so bend the knees, lift the chest, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhaling, bind the hands behind you and open up the heart. Staying here for the inhale. As you exhale, release those fingertips towards the back of the head, forward fold. Opening up the back of the heart chakra. As you inhale, release back to chair pose. And as you exhale, hands flow through the heart center, forward fold. Inhaling to halfway lift. And exhaling, bend the knees and plant the hands and step back or float back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog. And exhaling to downward facing dog, hips to sky. Take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. Coming into Sun Salutation B. As you inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look towards those hands and step in between those hands, forward fold. As you inhale, draw the hands to the shins, lift up halfway. As you exhale, release the body down, forward fold. As you inhale, bend the knees and lift the chest and reach the biceps to the ears, chair pose. This time we reach the hands to the heart center. You lift the torso off the thighs so that you can draw the left elbow towards the outside of that right knee. Now Marianne is going to go into a more advanced pose, taking her hands to the outside of the right of the mat, side crow. Taking the knees to the triceps, lifting the legs off the floor. I'm going to take my left hand to the outside of my right foot and reach my right arm up to the sky, heart opening. Taking an inhale here, and as you exhale, forward fold. We're all going to separate our feet, take our peace fingers to our big toes. Good job, you guys. Pull on those big toes and make our elbows wide. Draw the chest down. Let the head hang low. Let go. Releasing those hands in front of those toes and toe heeling the feet back together. Bending the knees and lifting the chest and reaching the biceps to the ears, chair pose. As you exhale, take the hands to the heart center. Lift up and out of those hips and reach the right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Marianne, again, is going to come into side crow, reaching her hands to the outside, bringing the knees to the triceps. And her left knee comes to her right tricep, and her left hip comes to her left tricep. Jenny is staying here in chair pose, sitting back into the heels, pulling the belly off the thighs, thinking good thoughts. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, forward fold. separating the feet again and reaching the right hand underneath the right foot and the left hand underneath the left foot, elbows wide. Let the body hang. Bend the knees here. Shake out the head, yes. And shake out the head, no. Releasing those hands in front of those toes and toe heeling the feet back together. Pulling the belly in as you inhale, lift up halfway. And as you exhale, release down, forward fold. As you inhale, find chair pose. And as you exhale, take the hands through the heart center, forward fold. As you inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, bend the knees and plant the hands, step or maybe float back, chaturanga. As you inhale, pull the belly in, lift the heart to the sky, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, lift the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Fill the leg, the right leg, with your inhale as you reach the right leg all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, bend that right knee so the right hip stacks over the left hip, scorpion down dog. You can look underneath the right shoulder if that feels good in your body. As you inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, draw the knee to the nose. As you inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, come into low lunge. Right foot comes in between the hands. Turning the left heel at a 45-degree angle. Inhaling to warrior two. Making sure that the knee is in line with the ankle and the shoulders are away from those ears, looking through the center line of the hand, but thinking positive thoughts. Taking an inhale here. And as you exhale, either reach the forearm to the top of the thigh and lift up on the left arm, or the right elbow comes to the inside of the right knee and you shoot those hands down towards the right foot, looking back at that left hand. Pulling the belly in. As you inhale, reach that left hand towards that left foot, keeping that right knee bent, reaching the right arm up and over. This is called reverse warrior. And as you exhale, swan dive those hands down, low lunge. Both toes face the mat. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog, hips to sky. As you inhale, the left leg lifts high. And as you exhale, you bend that left knee so the left hip stacks over the right hip, maybe looking underneath that left shoulder. As you inhale, the left leg lifts high. And as you exhale, you draw the knee to the nose. As you inhale, the left leg lifts high. And as you exhale, you bring the left foot in between the hands. Pull the belly in. Right heel turns into 45-degree angle. Inhaling to warrior two. Exhaling to extended side angle. Inhaling to reverse warrior. Right hand reaches to the right foot. Lift the left arm up and over. Exhaling, cartwheel the hands down, low lunge. Inhale to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog, hips to sky. We'll try that sequence one more time. As you inhale, lift those heels high up to the sky. And as you exhale, bend those knees, look towards those hands and step in between those hands, forward fold. As you inhale, lift up halfway. And as you exhale, forward fold. As you inhale, chair pose. Good. As you exhale, we'll come all the way back down to our forward fold. And as you inhale, lift up halfway. And as you exhale, bend the knees and plant the hands, step or maybe float back, chaturanga. Good. Inhaling to upward facing dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog, hips to sky. The right leg lifts high. As you exhale, scorpion down dog. The right leg lifts high. As you exhale, the knee to the nose. The right leg lifts high. As you exhale, the right knee to the right tricep. The right leg lifts high. As you exhale, the right knee to the left tricep. The right leg lifts high. As you exhale, low lunge. Turning that left heel in, inhaling warrior two. Exhaling extended side angle. Inhaling reverse warrior. And exhaling, cartwheel the hands down, chaturanga. Nice job. Inhaling to upward facing dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog, hips to sky. Inhaling the left leg high. Exhaling to scorpion down dog. Open up the hips, stack the hips. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale the knee to the nose. Pull the belly in. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale the left knee to the left tricep. Rock forward in the shoulders. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee to right tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Exhaling to low lunge. Turning that right heel in. As you inhale, take your time finding warrior two. As you exhale, reach for the inside of that leg, extended side angle. As you inhale, reach for that right foot, left arm lifts up and over, reverse warrior. And as you exhale, cartwheel the hands down, reaching the left leg back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog. Exhaling, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. Lifting those heels and bending those knees, looking towards those hands and stepping in between those hands and having a seat. Good work, you guys. So we're coming into the abdominal strengthening section of class. Bringing the soles of the feet together, knees are wide. Pull the belly in and draw the hips a little bit closer to the heels. So then you can take those hands behind you and walk those hands a little bit further away from you so that now you can release the lower back all the way down, taking the hands behind you, elbows are wide. Keep an apple or an orange, a space between your chin and your chest here. As you inhale, pull the belly down so you really feel grounded in that lower back. And as you exhale, lift the chin up to the ceiling. Inhale, release all the way down. Exhale, lift the chin up to the ceiling. And inhale all the way down. So you might some days want to go a little bit quicker than this, taking pulses. Or you might need to take it a little bit slower, lifting up, and then taking a break, and then lifting up again. You get to go with your own pace, what your body needs today. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you release down. Exhale to inhale for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And release those legs out in front of you. Release those arms behind you. Stretch long. Let go. Draw those knees into the chest and then push those legs away from you so that the hip and the knee are in one line. We're coming into bicycle crunches. So my modifiers, you will keep the head down and press one foot away and then the other foot away without twisting. But my non-modifiers, you will lift the chest and you will begin to twist one elbow to one knee here. Inhaling to exhaling for 10, 9, 8, good, 7, and 6, and 5, and 4. Make sure to breathe. And 2, and 1, and let it go. Stretch long, reach those arms down by the side body. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Taking a deep breath out. Reaching those knees in back into the chest, and give your lower back a little bit of a massage here. And then reach those legs up to the sky. Pull the belly in and push those legs a little bit further away from you so that the hip and the knee and the ankle are in one line. You can flex those toes back if that feels good in your body. As you inhale, reach those arms away. Pull the belly in. As you exhale, lift the hands to those toes. Good job, Jenny. Inhale away, exhale, lift. For 5, exhale. 4, exhale. 3, exhale. 2, and 1. Good work. And just drop that left leg. Modifiers, you can just come to straight legs, or you can bend the knees and tap the toes here. You're going to reach the left hand to the inside of the right foot, and then you're going to reach the right hand to the inside of the left foot. You take an inhale, reach, to exhale, reach, and inhale, reach, to exhale, reach. Try to keep both shoulder blades off the mat as much as you can. For 5, good job, exhale. 4, exhale. 3, exhale. Last 2, woo, exhale, and last 1. Exhale and let it go. Let that go. Good job, you guys. Those are very challenging. Let's have some fun as we rock and roll. So clasp one ankle over the next and draw the hands to the hamstrings. Rocking up and down a couple of times, just massaging the spine. And we'll lift back up. Last time, release into what we call boat pose, Navasana. So pull the chest away, draw the hands to the heart. Good job. My modifier, Jenny, is keeping her toes tucked down, but she's reaching her chest away, pulling the belly in. And if it feels good in your body, extend those arms out to the side, press those shoulders away from those ears. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, release both feet down to the mat and wrap your arms around your legs. Bring the forehead down. Love yourself right here. Notice where your breath is here. Get in touch with what's going on inside here. And release the head away from the knees, cross the opposite foot that you crossed last time, and we'll rock and roll 3 more times. Good, and 2 more times. And last time, we'll release back to boat pose, or a variant of boat pose. So legs are lifted, or legs can also be straight here. And also, you can keep those heels down and reach the chest away. So you have 3 different options. Pulling that low belly in, lifting the heart, reaching the arms out to the side. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, release all the way down to Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. This time, walking the pelvic line closer towards the heels to open up those hips, and reaching with the flat back as much as you can. If it feels good in your body, stay here. If you want a little bit more, reach those elbows in front of you and release the forehead down to release that lower back. Pulling the belly in and lifting back up to straight spine. Bring those hands underneath the legs and then bring the legs back together. We'll rock and roll one more time for a count of 3. Good. And 2. It's kind of fun. And 1. Roll to the tops of the feet. Bring the hands in front of you. Lift the hips up and push the legs back. Or step the legs back. Good. You can take a chaturanga here, or you can meet in downward dog. Flowing through upward facing dog and exhaling through downward facing dog, hips to sky. Take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. As you inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, draw that right foot in between the hands into low lunge. Now modifiers, you'll keep the left knee down. But non-modifiers, you'll keep that left knee lifted, pulling the chest off the thighs and reaching the arms up to the sky. It's okay if your leg is a little bit wiggly. You're getting stronger with time. Press those shoulders away from those ears. Taking an inhale here. And as you exhale, reach that right hand back, but that left arm forward. But keep that spine nice and straight. Good job. Press back through that left heel. Open up that left hip. And now wherever you are, reach the right hand to touch that left hamstring, reaching that left arm up and over, opening up that hip, making sure that that knee is still aligned with that ankle, taking a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, reach the hands to the inside of that right foot and toe heel that foot out to the side of the mat and bring the knee down, the top of the foot down, the forearms down, and maybe the head just drops to the thumbs here. Opening up the hip here. Pulling the belly in, taking the hands flat to the mat, tucking the toes, and my modifiers, you'll keep that left knee down and sweep that right leg to the side, taking a modified side plank here. My non-modifiers, you'll tuck the toes and lift the left knee up in the air, draw the soles of the feet to meet, and then balance on the outside of that left foot. The right hand stacks. Beautiful, guys. And you can see Jenny is balancing on her forearm instead of her hand, pressing the shoulder away from the ears, taking a big inhale here. And as you exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog. Exhaling, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Open up the back of the heart here by bringing the chest closer to the thighs. As you inhale, pull the belly in and reach the left leg up to the sky. And as you exhale, draw that left foot in between the hands here, low lunge. Modifiers, bringing the right knee down. Non-modifiers, keeping the right knee lifted, lifting the chest up off the thighs, reaching the arms to the sky. Press the shoulders away from the ears. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, bring that left hand behind you, but bring that right arm in front of you. Try to keep the spine as straight as possible, pulling the belly in, lifting up the heart. Beautiful. Taking one more inhale here. Left hand reaches towards the right hamstring, and the right arm reaches up and over. Taking a deep inhale here. Bend that left knee so it's in line with that ankle. Exhale, hands to the inside of that left foot. Toe heel that foot out to the side of the mat. Knee down, top of foot down, forearms down, forehead to thumbs, let go. Let the breath be nice and smooth. If your mind begins to sway away from your practice here, come back to your intention. As you pull the belly in, take the hands flat to the mat, tuck the toes and lift that right knee up in the air, and draw the soles of the feet together. Right hand will be your base. My modifiers, your right knee will be down and your left leg is out to the side. Non-modifiers, you're stacking you're stacking the outside of the right foot, and then the left foot comes on top of that right foot. And as you can see, Marianne's raising that left leg up to the sky. Taking one more inhale here, and as you exhale, chaturanga. As you inhale, pull the heart through. As you exhale, lift the hips to the sky, downward dog. Finding our first or second or third for Marianne, arm balancing pose, crow pose, Bakasana. As you inhale, lift those heels and bend those knees. Look towards those hands and bend those elbows. Walk those feet towards those hands. Now Jenny is going to come into what's called garland pose. Her feet, toes are outside, her heels are in. The hands come to the insides of the legs and she's hip opening. Marianne is bringing her knees up to the armpits, pulling the belly in, rocking forward in the shoulders, pressing the shoulders away and lifting up one foot. Keep looking forward and then lifting up the other foot, pulling the belly in. One more inhale here. And as we exhale, we all release down into forward fold. Bringing the right foot up, pressing the right foot into the right hand, bringing the left foot up, pressing the left foot into the left hand. Elbows are wide, chest releases down towards the thighs, and head just releases. Shaking out no and shaking out yes. Releasing those hands away from those feet. And now everyone joins in garland pose. So the heels are in and the toes are out. Pulling the belly in and then reaching the arms a little bit forward so you can drop the hips down and reach those hips towards the base of those heels. Draw the hands to the heart center and reach the triceps into the legs here. Marianne is going to be coming into a standing pose called Bird of Paradise. So she's going to bring her hands down and lift her hips up high. And toes, and then she's going to find the wrap. Good job. Pulling the belly in, she's going to lift the right leg up to the sky. Good. Pressing down through the left toe. Lifting up, opening up the heart by releasing that right shoulder back and maybe bringing the edges of her mouth up just a little bit in what is known as a smile. And then releasing the right toes down, beautiful, and then releasing back, good. And now Marianne's going to hold that extended side angle while Jenny comes into Warrior Two, and then bring the feet together, taking the modified version. Reaching the right knee into the chest and taking the right hand to the outside of the calf and then bringing the right knee to the outside of the right shoulder. She's reaching her left hand to the side. Good, my hands are cold. Good. And her drishti is right in front of her. Her gaze is right in front of her. Pulling the belly in and lifting up. Drawing the right knee back into the center, good work, and then releasing that foot down, good. And they'll both take the left side at the same time. So lifting up the hips and finding the bind, taking the knee into the chest, and then opening up the hips here. The drishti, or the gaze, is very important here. So finding a focus straight in front of you, at the same time listening to your heart. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, release, beautiful, release those legs all the way down. Gorgeous, you guys. And let go. Releasing back into the forward fold. Bringing the toes together and the heels to touch. And then bending the knees and slowly allowing our bodies to reach all the way up to standing. Maybe lifting those shoulders up to those ears and releasing those shoulders away from those ears. We're coming into our standing balances. Good. So as we inhale, we'll reach up to Tadasana. Exhale, reach the right elbow to the right hip. Pull the belly in. Bring the left bicep to the left ear. Reach the right foot to the right hand. Now you can take the grip from the inside of the foot, or you can take the grip to the outside of the foot. Try to bring the knees back together so you align the spine. As you inhale, lift up and out of those hips. And as you exhale, kick the right foot away from the back side of the body. Kick it away until you can't kick anymore. And then when you can't kick anymore, then you bring the body down. Try to press down through that left foot. Lift up and out of those hips. Kick that right foot away from the body. Bring the body down. And change. As you inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, mountain pose. And as you exhale, reach the left elbow to the left hip. Roll the shoulders away, stand up tall, pull the belly in. Reach the left foot to the left hand. Bring the knees together. Inhale, lift up and out of those hips. And exhale, kick that left foot into that left hand. Bring the body down. As you keep kicking back, allow the chest to lift. One day those toes are going to reach behind the head. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, change. Good work. Reaching both arms up to the sky, all of those arms, and then taking the hands to the heart center. Find your center, find your grounding here in Samastitihi. You pull the belly in, flutter those eyes open, coming into tree pose, grounding. Reach the right foot to the left leg. So the inside of the right foot meets the inside of the left leg. And then the knee opens. The hands are drawn to the heart center. And as we open our arms up and out, send your love and energy out towards someone who needs it. It's okay if you're wobbly. Find your grounding here as you lift up and out of those hips and release the hands above the head. Draw the hands back to the heart. Draw the right knee back to the center and slide that foot down. Beautiful, you guys. Bringing the left foot into the inside of the right leg. So the level of where the leg is at is not as important as the opening of the hip and the grounding down into the asana, into the practice, into the pose. Think about this as a hip opening pose. And as we extend our hearts open, bring all of that love and energy that you sent out to someone back to yourself. And then reaching those hands behind you in a reverse prayer at the low back. Opening up the shoulders and drawing the love that you just sent out back into yourself. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release that left knee back to center and slide that leg down and release those hands. Good. And we'll come into the spine strengthening series. Okay, we're coming into a shoulder opening pose. As you stack the shoulders with the wrists and the hips with the knees, inhale the right arm up to the sky and circle the wrist in one direction. And then circle the wrist in the other direction. and pull the belly in, reaching the right arm up to the sky. And as you exhale, scoop that right arm underneath that left arm. So the side of the shoulder releases down to the mat, the cheek releases down, the ear down. Maybe you crawl that left arm forward, or maybe it feels really good for your body to reach up and around, wrapping and touching the top of the right thigh. You can add a little bit of a twist here as you look up to the ceiling. The most important thing is that you're breathing into the shoulder opening. Then release that left hand down to the mat. As you inhale, pick up that right arm, open up, and then release that right hand down. Picking up that left arm, reach it up, open, circle the wrist in one direction, circle the wrist in the other direction. Good. Inhale, lifting it up, and then exhale, sweeping that left arm underneath the right arm. So the side of the shoulder down, and then crawling that right arm forward, or if it feels good in your body, lifting the right arm and wrapping it around the low back and touching the top of the left thigh. Maybe finding a twist on this side as you look up to the ceiling. Letting the breath be even and smooth. And then release the right hand down so that the shoulder stacks with the wrist, and then lift up that left arm and release that left hand down. Good. Just release the right leg behind you and the left leg behind you and come into a modified upward dog, pressing the shoulders away from the ears and lifting the heart. And then release the body all the way down. Now our arms are going to reach out wide, and so we might need to alternate here. Yeah, good. So press the fingertips down and then bring the elbows up. Good. Pull the belly in. Sew the soles of the feet together. As you press the tops of the feet into the mat, the knees lift. And as you inhale, lift the chest up to the sky. And as you exhale, drop the left shoulder to the inside or the middle of the mat. As you inhale, lift the chest back through center. And as you exhale, drop the right shoulder to the inside. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Pull the belly in. Exhale, release. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Last side, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Good job. And release those arms down by the side body. Just keep that right cheek on the mat and look to the left side of the mat and let go. Pulling the belly in and reaching the head back in between the shoulder girdle. Take the hands to the low back as you interlace the fingertips, coming into full locust. Sew the feet together. Reach those fingertips back. Open up the heart here as you lift the chest off the mat. As you exhale, lift the legs in the air. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale to lift the legs. Once more, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lift the legs, and release everything. Release the bind, release that left cheek to the mat. Look to the right side of the mat, let go. Pay attention to whether or not you're holding with those hips and try to release those hips behind you. making our bodies a full bow. Reach the head back in between the shoulder girdle and kick the heels towards the backs of the hips. Draw the right hand to the right foot and draw the left hand to the left foot. Good. And if you could see, Jenny is reaching for those feet, not yet touching those feet. So she's going to lift the chest and exhale, press the hips into the mat and lift the legs, while Marianne will lift the chest and exhale, kick the feet into the hands, lift the legs, and lifting the chest, exhale, kicking the feet and lifting the legs. Beautiful, you guys. Inhale, lifting the chest, exhale, kicking the feet into the hands, and we release into child's pose. Knees are wide, big toes touch, hands come in front of you to push those hips back towards those heels. Let go. As you inhale, reach those fingertips forward. And as you exhale, draw those hips towards those heels. Drawing the hands closer to the knees, and then lifting up to stand on those knees, preparing for camel pose. So if your knees are very sensitive, you can roll the mat and get a little bit of extra cushion here. If your knees feel okay, keep your mat where it is. You want to reach those hands to the lower back. Roll those shoulders back, pull the belly in, lift up and out of those hips. Press the hips forward. Now Jenny and I are going to stay in this modified version as we lift the chest and press the hips forward as Marianne reaches the right hand towards the right heel and the left hand towards the left heel. Beautiful. And she's going to lift the chest, exhale, press the hips forward, and now reach those hands to the low back, pulling the belly in, lifting back to stand on those knees, and then releasing back towards those heels. If your mat is folded, you can unfold it. Take your hands to your heart center and close your eyes. Camel pose can release a lot of emotions. It can also sometimes make you a little bit dizzy. So focus in on the inhale and the exhale and the unfolding of that flower. The opening of your heart. Softly opening those eyes and releasing those hands just to those knees. We're preparing for bridge pose, wheel. As we reach those hands to the outsides of the hips, reach the right hips to the right side, and then just simply release those legs in front of you. You can walk a little bit towards the middle of your mat, coming into Paschimottanasana, releasing the hamstrings here. So pulling the belly in, flexing those toes back towards those calves, sitting up as tall as you can, and then reaching those arms up to the sky, pressing those shoulders away from those ears. As you inhale, lift the spine up as tall as you can. And as you exhale, release those hands towards those feet with a flat back instead of a rounded spine. So good job. So think about shining the collarbones towards the toes. As you inhale, reach towards those toes. And now if you can reach those toes, wrap the peace fingers around those toes. Let the thumb release out. As you inhale, lift up and out of those hips, reach for it. And as you exhale, release the forehead down, drawing the thumb to the middle of the forehead here. And if it doesn't happen today, it will one day. Pulling the belly in, lifting up and out of those hips. Release back to staff pose. Good. And pull the right knee in, coming into a final spinal twist, reaching the right feet to the outside of the left knee. Think about bringing the chest as close to the thigh as you can, so you're sitting the spine up very tall. And then wrap that left arm around that right leg. Taking the right hand behind you, lifting up and out of those hips, and then rotating, turning, twisting towards that right shoulder. As you inhale, pull the belly in, lift tall, and as you exhale, look towards that right shoulder. One more time, as you lift tall, exhale, see if you can't look behind you. And slowly begin to unwind. Good job. Releasing the bind between the arms, releasing those feet back, and then drawing the left foot to the outside of the right knee. Again, pulling the chest close to the thighs, lifting up straight and strong. Drawing the left hand behind you. Be careful not to lean back into the arm so that you're not releasing the spine, but that you're lifting the spine tall. Use this as a kickstand as the right arm wraps around the left leg. And lift. Beautiful. Exhale, release. We'll try one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And slowly unwind back to center. Releasing the bind with the arms and releasing those legs out in front of you. Move the hips a little bit towards the center of the mat. And then release the lower back all the way down. So we end up on our backs here with the feet down. Good job, guys. See if you can't brush those fingertips towards those heels here. So find the connection between those fingertips and those heels. And then pull the belly in as you lift those hips up to the sky, bridge pose. Think about pulling the belly in from the outsides of the hips all the way into the middle of the belly. If this feels good for you here, stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can interlace those fingertips underneath you and straighten the arms underneath you, and then begin to shoulder open. So walk the shoulders in left and right, and left and right. If it feels good in your body, you can reach one leg up. Good. And then the other leg up. Good. Taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, release the grip from the hands underneath you. Release those hands out to the side and release that lower back all the way down to the mat. Your lower back might need a little bit of a release, so you can take the knees into the chest and just rock side to side here. We're coming into a second set of that with an option for a more advanced pose called wheel. So Jenny will be coming into the second set of bridge pose as Marianne comes into wheel. The feet come down just like they did before, and you brush the fingertips towards those heels. Jenny will lift the hips up to the sky and then maybe draw the hands underneath if that feels good in the body. Marianne is going to draw those hands behind her and then press everything up to the sky. The feet, the head, beautiful, Marianne. Opening up the shoulders. Rocking a little bit back in the shoulders, yeah, good. Lifting up the heart. Everyone takes one more inhale here. And as you exhale, you release down. First in wheel, the head comes down, and then the chin draws to the chest, and then you release the body all the way down. That was perfect. Good work. Releasing those hands, bringing those knees back into the chest, rocking side to side, and then if it feels good in your body, releasing both knees over to the left, taking a little twist here, and then extending the arm out to the side and looking back at that right hand. You've done so much work, and you've opened your heart to this work. So now allow your mind to stay calm and to surrender and let go a little bit more. As you inhale, release those knees back to the center, and exhale, release those knees over to the right as you look to the left. Releasing those knees back to the center, and then lifting those legs up into what's called legs against the wall. Now again, you want the hips and the knees and the ankles in one line. So imagine that you're pressing the legs against a wall here. Also imagine that lower back spreading, evening, grounding into the wall, into the mat here. Taking the hands to the lower back, pulling the belly in, making sure that the hips and the knees and the ankles are in one line, and then gently, slowly releasing those toes behind you into what is plow pose. If you want a little bit more, interlace those fingertips and straighten those arms away from the lower back. If it doesn't feel good in your body like this, just keep your hands at your lower back. It's really important to keep your chin tucked to your chest here. Get in touch with your breath here, even though it is a little bit constricted. And then coming out of plow pose, bend the knees to the bridge of the face here, and then allow the hands to come to those ankles, and allow the body to gently, slowly roll down like a ball. And then when you're ready, open up those legs. And knees are wide. And press those feet into those hands and those hands into those feet. And if this feels good for you, stay here. But if you want a little bit more, come into that joy factor of our heart opening and imagine that you are a little baby here. Happiest baby in the world. Rocking side to side, releasing. And then when you're ready, allow one leg to release all the way down. And allow the other leg to float all the way down. And come into the most important asana that we have, which is Shavasana. Allow the body to absolutely sink into this mat. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Coming back to the heart. It holds so many emotions here, and it holds so many truths about who we really are, about what we really want. Imagining now the color of green, which is the color of your heart chakra. Starting as maybe a seed in the center of your heart. With every inhale and with every exhale, that light of green grows. That heart becomes full. Until that feeling of compassion and gratitude and joy can be felt throughout your entire body. Letting go of things that no longer serve you. allowing your heart to remain open. Draw a really big breath, inhale. Exhale out through the mouth. Find some movement with those fingertips and those toes. Bring both knees to one side of the mat and bring one arm underneath you, so that you can rest your head on your arm as if it were a pillow. And then press your bodies up to a seated position, taking the hands to the heart center. Finding that rubbing in between the hands, that building of heat within your heart. And releasing those hands in front of your face. You are love. You are love. May you have peace, and may you be free from stress and anxiety. May you continue to find compassion and gratitude and pleasure and joy in your bodies, in your minds, and in your souls. The light within me is the same as it is within you. Namaste.